Well, in 2020, you threw a party. Not everyone can throw a party. No one I know can throw a party like Ariel Monroe.
I give my hat and I give a lot of honor and just that the grace of God came into my space and into my life of connectedness and my family being Apple Farm, that it felt like responsibility. Like I needed to show up for my family and for community in my town, just in little Salem County, New Jersey, that most people don't think about it. It's not on their radar. They don't know about the community and the long standing, the sensation of feeding, that isn't like, I don't just want to give you a sandwich. I want to give you a 6 course meal that is intended to
Purpose,
impact.
purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got the feeling that you were on a mission, and a lot of it did have to do with your family.
very much. So I mean, the initial state of the pandemic um, got me thinking about, well, what do I want to leave behind when I'm not here anymore? What do I want people to be talking about and thinking about, and how can I have an impact and leave a mark that goes beyond me? And so the virtual High Vibe Festival, as well as the in-person socially distanced High Vibe Festival, felt like a logical step, that was community and contribution and a kind of collaboration that could really only happen because of the pandemic, throwing us into a state of, all right, well, we can do things with things that are live and in person, and we can do things that are distant, and
Yeah.
bringing people from across time and space together. Um, so more like my hat's off to you, that it couldn't have happened without all of the individuals and the skills of saying, okay, well, I want and I see that there is a way to bring the party together.
You brought up a subject that I had on my list was the fact that it was very ambitious from the beginning. And I remember cautioning you that you were probably doing uh, 6 weeks worth of work that would normally take 4 months. And so I was a little skeptical whether it was what was gonna come together. And in the end, you're right. We had people that were participating remotely. I mean, we're talking about other parts of the world, as well as what was happening on the stage and around the stage. So I don't think we have enough video of what was actually going on. I do have some that were, uh, I mean, there's some amazing talent. I mean, the people that you assembled, I mean, there's a long list. I'll come up with the list and put the names on the screen. But because I don't want to start and then leave somebody out. But I think you
And that's
probably had the same
okay.
thought the same thing. But and we had, you had yoga, you had dance routines, a comedian, had stellar headline talent from the Philadelphia region. And
Magic Bubbles from New York.
yeah, that's
The
right. Yeah,
unbelievable
yeah.
Sasha Seven Strikes Studios, with the mural on the
Mhm.
picnic table
Mhm.
wrapped in saran wrap. Um, yeah, it's
It was,
very
well,
magical.
I also thought about all the people that participated and that your generosity and your leadership infused them their as people and their careers. And we just, I think of people like Laura Cheadle, Enough can be said for Gooch,
Gabrielle
and
Chapman.
Gabrielle Chapman. I didn't even know who Gabrielle was, and
Hmm.
she was a very talented person.
Say Dougie
Um,
Keys. The kids. I felt
um,
just enormous gratitude to be able to include just depth of it gets to be once it gets to be intergenerational and children get the opportunity to come and experience performing in a way that it has sort of a sensation of low pressure because there's not a huge big audience in person, but also that they can experience well, an international sort of spotlight at the same time.
so I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the things I heard was that a lot of times people go to festivals and they get the sense that there's a certain air of competition. People said it was the opposite. It was more like we're all here for you and we're excited for you and we want you to feel relaxed and do your best, and it's a more collaborative, more it's like, okay, now it's your turn.
Yeah. Well, that connection is like when we feel like we need to be better than somebody else, it feels like we're trying to compete. But when it's just like, I'm just trying to be better than I used to be, I
Mm.
just want to make progress for myself. And that progress then has an impact on other people's progress. That's one of the best sensations that I can imagine and that I've felt.
That seems to be a theme with you right now. I noticed it was on your Instagram, this idea of making progress, even if it's small.
Yes. Oh, I want to do things for myself, but I also want to do things with others. That the space of with others removes, like, it blasts away the space of like, I don't care what somebody else charges, I don't care how frequently other people are doing things. I'm not in competition. I realize that when we bring our elbows together and we band together, and it's like, okay, you can do it this time and I can do it this time and we can serve over here, and like, all of these people who are coming from different places and have different experiences are all going to have a different flavor and taste and option to choose from. And with that, and it's like, nobody needs to feel like they're overburdened by too much work or not enough work. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much abundance for everybody.
Yeah, I think the word I thought you might use was the word love.
Mm.
This idea of, being embraced rather than identified.
Absolutely. Well, it's like we're just like, it's like witnessing. It's like, I see, and I love. I accept and I rejoice in this thing that's not me. It's not what I have or what I've done, but it's beautiful. It's like, it's radiant. It's not anything that I could ever do, and I don't want to do it. I want to cheer and I want to celebrate. And it's like, Michael Gross at the very beginning of the introduction and the indoctrination. It's like, yes, I celebrate. We're celebrating. I celebrate you. I celebrate me. I celebrate things falling apart. I celebrate things coming together. It's just amazing, the celebration that we can have when it's just,
Yeah, I
yeah,
just I
love.
pulled that.